Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This time on, if you are new on my channel, I would advise you to please subscribe to my channel for more videos. And if you are my old subscriber, I only want to say thank you so much for um, watching my videos and also taking your time just to see what I post on my YouTube channel. I know I haven't been so consistent. It's not so easy, but I try by all means. When I get something, I try by all means to do it, to share it with you guys. So today I felt like I should share a little bit of my experience here in Germany, like the expectations that I really expected before relocating to Germany, and the reality that is happening here in Germany. So this is something that I wanted to like share. So I'm sure these things that I'm gonna share is not like everyone else experienced this, but it's something that I have experienced. And some of the things, it's not like I have experienced them, but there are things that are really happening here in Germany, and you can't do without them. So like you know how it is when you are applying for a visa, you want to come to Europe. Maybe you want to come to Europe as an au pair or any other, maybe you're married. Like for me, I was married, and I applied for a visa. While waiting for my visa, the things that I was like thinking in my head was like, oh, maybe in Germany everyone is rich, everything like things are easily achieved. You can just go to the places. You know how we black people think sometimes when we are back there in Africa, and you get to like a lot of people will tell you, oh, when you go in Germany, please don't forget about me. Oh, you should send me this amount of money, this and that. So those are things that I was expecting to say, like, okay, when I come here in Germany, I'll have a lot of money and I'll be able to send that to people. So I was like promising a lot of people to say, I'll send you this, I'll send you this. So those are things that at the end of the day, when I located here in Germany, whew, it was totally different from the way I expected things to be. Trust me, it wasn't my first time flying. It was, I don't know how many like but flying out of Africa, it was actually my first time. So the excitement was quite more. And when I landed here in Germany, by my husband's place, it was like a little bit of shock whereby you expect more things, and you find that things are not the way you are expecting them. And the food, when I arrived, my husband actually prepared some German food, of which as an African woman, we the way I eat back home and here, it was a little bit so different. So I had like a bread, like a cheese, and different kind of things, of which I never. It's not like there's no cheese in Africa. Hey, don't quote me wrong, because these are things that most German think as if in Africa we are too poor, like we don't have these things. No, I'm just trying to explain the expectation and the reality. So, like here in Germany, like when I arrived at my husband's place, my husband had some bread and these Knubla, like I don't know what you call them, but they were all German food, and it wasn't so easy for me to just accept them, like to say, oh, this is the main meal actually that I need to to eat, because back home in Africa you have to eat shima, this and this. So it was a little bit a shock for me. And you know Uh, so, I never expected, like when you come here in Europe, like it's I thought as if I'll find everything is done, whereby you just have to live freely without working so hard. But reality is that in Europe, people work extra hard compared to the way people are working back in Africa. I find here in Germany, people like the Germans, okay, I can just put it to be like Germans are so hardworking. They work so hard, and this is something that actually motivated me. Like when I came here in Germany, my first week of living here in Germany, I even started working. And one thing that I love about here in Germany is that it's easy to find some jobs. It's very easy, like checking on the internet. It's very easy. And when I say it's easy, it's not so hard. You can work any kind of the job and you'll be able to get paid for doing that. As long as you are focused and you are hardworking, you actually be able to get something out of your life. So just like where what I've said, like in my first week I got a job, and I got some cleaning jobs, different kind, not only in one place. So it was the other thing that I never knew was the language, because when I started working, I expected that people would speak English, but at the end of the day, it's fine. I find that people, they speak their language. They respect German so much that you can't live without Germany. It's like a German language. You just have to force yourself. Even if it's broken Germany, you can just speak, and no one is gonna laugh at you. They are actually, the Germans are willing to teach you. If you speak something which is not so correctly, they will tell you, oh, you can speak it like this, like this. So this is something that I find that the reality of Germany is that you have to learn their ways. If whether you like it or not, you just have to learn their ways. Then the other thing is that I thought maybe people, they just get money for free, but this one, it's like there's just no way you can just have money without working for it. So for me, I've learned that here people work more than the way you can say work. They work. Germans work. And if you are an African and you are here in Germany, you find that you also learn their ways, because the other thing is that Germans, they are actually punctual, and they keep their time. When they say, okay, this time, it's exactly, you have to be there on that appointment. So I've learned also to keep up with the appointment, because back in Africa, it's like when you tell someone to say we should meet at 10, expect that you will be there at 12 or 11 hours. But here in Germany, when your appointment is at 10, it's at 10 exactly. So it's something that actually also was a shock, because when you have an appointment with the doctor and also some other appointments, it's something that in reality I just had to learn and how to do it. And that way I find myself learning a lot of things here in Germany. And the other thing that I also found a little bit different is that in Germany, things are expensive. It's not like it's the way I was thinking in my head, like oh, it's like this and this, you live a different kind of life, whereby money, you more like you pick money and stuff like that. No, things are here in Germany, and I found the Germans to be more economical, whereby I'll be like surprised to see like the way Germans are when it comes to money. They don't just buy anyhow, like the way we Africans want to spend money. We want to like show off this, and this is totally different with the Germans. The Germans, when they mean to save, they will mean it. When they say I want to save, maybe I want to go for holiday next year, they will plan for it, and they would start saving, definitely like for the holiday which is coming even next year. They will start saving step by step until they achieve what they want. But back home, if it's something that I never even used to do. I never used to plan about things. I could just do them without planning. I could never even like saving like so much. I wasn't that person. So this is something that I've actually came to learn here in Germany. It's a reality. The most Germans that are living like that, and a lot of things are expensive. You find that water bills, this water bill. So Germans, they don't like misuse things. You find that sometimes maybe like like the way it is in Africa, whereby you leave the light on and this water, sometimes water is running and you don't care about that. But here in Germany, when they see the water is running, they will actually have to care about that. You have to, hey, it's bills and stuff like that. So it's something that it's reality. You can't just say, okay, you can't live with you cannot do such kind of things, but you have to learn. Your brain has to be working to say, okay, I can't leave the water running like this, and also I can't leave the lights. And sometimes Germans, they also use like maybe candles in order to just reduce these expenses of power and other stuff like that. So these are reality things that are happening here in Germany, and I've learned about them, and I also do accordingly. Then the other thing that I have actually I expected that maybe I'll have a lot of friends here in Germany, but it's not that. It's very hard to actually get a German friend. Like you can mingle with Germans, but it's not like they'll count you to be their friend. You know, Germans, for them to accept you to be a friend, it's not so easy. Most of the time you find that they will just say, okay, it's just yeah, like for us Africans, we will put everyone, we'll trust everyone, and we'll make them to be too close to us. But for Germans, it takes time for them to just trust you and see to say you're a good person, whereby they can bring closer to, like they can bring you closer to them, their heart and everything. It takes time, and so it is something that I've learned that it's not easy to make friends here in Germany. This is why you find that we spend most of the time maybe on the internet, maybe trying to call with other people, because our African friends who are far away from where we are. So this is something that we try so that we are not bored all the time. And also the other thing that I've you know before I relocated here in Germany, I wasn't like this. I'm sure most of the people that know me, they are even surprised to say, oh, Liz now can talk like this, like this, like this. So like I've learned to be self-confident here in Germany. This is one thing that I'm so thankful over, because I don't care whether some people, they don't accept me for who I am. It's none of their business. It's my business. I need to do what is right for me, and what is gonna make me so happy. So this one here in Germany is something that I've learned to come out. You know, whereby if you don't come out, then you'll be depressed. Because I've learned this. From the places that I've worked, most of the time when you don't come out, you don't speak, you don't have that voice, it's more like they will step on you. They'll be like sitting up on you, whereby they'll leave everything for you. Like I've worked in a hotel whereby if you don't speak, they'll use you like a rag. Maybe they will just because you're an African, they'll just you are so strong, you can do this, you can do this. So they'll let almost everything for you. So you just have to learn your stance and know why you're there, and you should also know how to speak for yourself, not just like when they see you are just so quiet, you don't want to talk and stuff like that, then they'll see you to be as nothing, you can't. So I've learned also to take up my battles, to say, okay, I should know what is right for me and what is not right for me, and also to speak out. And also the confidence in me has also grown, because I've seen that compared to the way I was living back in Africa and here in Germany, I've seen the difference, and I've become a stronger person than I thought I would be. Because there in Africa, yes, there are a lot of challenges that I've faced back at home, but I feel like here in Germany I've become so stronger, because here in Germany you have to learn on taking up responsibilities. You learn to do things by yourself, because if you don't do them, no one is gonna do it for you. Like I have children here, and in Africa, you will say, oh, I have my neighbor is going to help me, or I have my auntie or my sister or this and this, they'll help me with the children. But here, it's up to you. You get to have those children. You have to learn how to take care of them. So it is something that you need to learn. If it means waking up in the night when your children are crying, it's your responsibility and your husband to take up that and see how you can actually help yourselves when it comes to resting and stuff like that. So this is something that has actually, Germany has built me to be a woman that I am today. It has built me to be a strong woman, to know where I should stand plan for, and to know what I want 5 years from now. What is it that I want? I write it down and I have to work towards that thing. Then the other thing that I love here in Germany, honestly speaking, like when you have children, I have my small children, the children also get paid. So it's something that I've learned that the children, like you don't just mess up with that money for the children. You also have to learn how to care for their money, because it is their money. So as a mother, I've taken up that responsibility to say, okay, that money is for taking care of them, buying their things, but I also have to plan about their future with their own money. So it is something that the Germans are doing. It is a very good thing and I love it. And also for the mothers, like if you are a mother, you get paid. If you are working, you can get you can go on maternity for like a year and be paid 80% of what you have been earning, like from your income. So this is one thing that I feel like the Germans are good on that one. And also the other thing I've learned, hey, every document you need to put it very safe. Like any paper, here in Germany, paper, they call it papier. You have to care for it. Whatsoever receipt, whatsoever you get from this government, you just need to care for it. So I've learned how to put documentation, like you just put them so nice, whereby if they need anything, you go back to your documents, you check, oh, this is what they need, then you take. But there in Africa, sometimes you couldn't even know where your this card for the hospital is. You don't even know, you don't care about whatsoever, because there's nothing like too much of papers, because it's something that you can get at any time. But here, oh my God, if you are planning to come to Germany, you have to be ready to have a box of papers whereby you'll be putting every document that you get from every office that you go. You just have to put them there. In case of any time they ask, you have to remember to say, put the papers here. Something that I'm sorry, I'm laughing because my husband, he always tell me, Liz, papers, put all your papers here. It's more like I'm learning each and every day. I learn about how to put documents very nicely. So it is something that I've also learned. So I don't just put things recklessly. So this is the reality and that are happening here in Germany versus the expectations. So when you come here, expect that it's not like everyone who will love you. This is one thing that you need to expect. You need to expect it in your head, and you need to know that even in reality here, when you come, oh, it's not everyone that will love you, but you have to learn. Sometimes you don't even know your neighbors, you don't even talk to them, you don't, there's no social life like the way it is back in Africa, whereby you can say, hey, hello, it's not like that. Here, it's everyone has got their own business. It's not you to poke into their business. So this is something that I've learned also, and I'm taking most of the things that I take them and apply them to my life. What are happening with the Germans, I actually try by all means, and I've also learned to work hard. Germans are hardworking. You people, Germans are hardworking. They are hardworking, and this is why, because here in Germany there are times whereby people who are not working, they get social money. This is free money. So sometimes when they see a black person, they think as if, oh, you are just getting social money, or you don't want to work, or you're not even doing any business or whatever. So they will consider you to be like you are eating up their money that they work for, because everyone that works here in Germany, you have to pay a lot of tax. It's almost half of your income has to go to the tax. It depends with the class of tax, but most of the time you find that the Germans, they pay a lot of tax, and the tax money they give it to other people maybe for free. Some people, they're just living on that money that they're getting from the government, and they get the free flat and stuff like that. They don't think about working anymore. So the other thing you need to know about Germany, in Germany, education is free. Like where we are not really in Berlin, but in Berlin I know that kindergarten is free. You only pay for the food, but here where we are, it's different. You have to pay for the kindergarten, and also you have to pay for the food. So like in university back in Africa, is something that most people, for you to go in college, you need to you try to apply for bursaries whatsoever in order for you to go into that university. But here you find that a university is free, and on top of that you find that you are studying and you are even getting paid on top of that. So it is something that is very good, and I love it here in Germany that way. It's up to you to plan about going back to school if you want to learn, but you need to just put the language to be something that you need to put in your head so that you can go with what you want to achieve. So plan about going back to school. I'm planning about going back to school, but first I want to have my children, because I calculate everything I put into calculation to say, okay, my husband is this age, I'm this age, so for us to come up with this and this, we need to do this. So for us, we have planned to say, okay, we can have our children, while my children will be going in school, I can also go and achieve other things that I want to achieve in my school. So it is something that I've planned. So if I talk about education, don't think as if I'm not thinking about going to school. I'm thinking about that, but I'm just encouraging you, if you have this opportunity to go to school, go and get that, because education here in Germany, seriously, in colleges is free. And on top of that, whatever you are going to be doing, you'll be paid on top. You get a little bit, maybe 400 euro. It is something that it's worth it. You are getting that. So it's worth it. You can do something and use it for some other things. And also, it's not like most people who are studying, they just depend on that money. Some of them, they also work some other part-time jobs, because you are given, I think you need to work for 20 hours, I think, something like that. So you can also plan about how you can get your money for that 20 hours in order for you to achieve your goals. So thank you so much. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, so that when I upload my next video, you'll be able also to see that and view it. So I really appreciate, and I'm so thankful that you have taken time to just watch this video. Thank you so much. Until we meet again.